Our story is entitled Up on the Housetop. "Let's climb up on the housetop," said George. "But Auntie told you not to go up there," said Donna in a loud voice. "Be quiet, Donna. I wasn't even talking to you," George replied. "You're too small to climb up. I was talking to Thomas." "Don't you want to come, Thomas?" asked George. "Well," said Thomas slowly, "suppose Auntie catches us." And here we have a picture with the children sitting around in the yard. "Don't tell me you are a baby like Donna," laughed George. "I'm not a baby," shouted Donna. "You're just a bossy boy. And you know what Uncle says? A bossy boy must fall." "Hear this foolish girl," laughed George. "That is not how the saying goes. It's something about being proud. So if you can't say it right, don't say it at all." Donna really didn't care what George said. She made a funny face at him. And here we have the picture showing the funny face that Donna is making at George. "Bossy boy will fall," she sang. "Bossy boy will fall." "Come, Thomas," said George. "Don't pay baby Donna any mind. We can see a lot of things from the housetop. We can see over into Mr. John's yard and watch him fix his car. And if we go on top of the veranda, we can even reach the cherries on Miss Mary's tree." "Auntie said you weren't to take Miss Mary's cherries without asking her first," said Donna. "I am going to tell Auntie and make her beat you." "If you tell her, you see what I'll do with you," shouted George. "Be quiet, girl." Then he looked at Thomas again. "Are you coming?" "All right," said Thomas. "But how will we get up on the housetop?" "Oh, that's easy," replied George. "We can climb up on this mango tree. A part of it is over the house, and it won't be hard to jump down onto the housetop." "Then how will we get down again?" asked Thomas in a weak voice. "The same way we got up," answered George. "If you don't want to come, don't come. You're just as afraid as Donna." George really didn't want to go up on the housetop alone. He hoped he could tease Thomas and make him climb up. So here we have a picture with Donna looking up at the tree as George in the blue is way up and Thomas is climbing up. Thomas was afraid to go up on the housetop. He was not sure if he could get up, and he knew he would get into trouble if their aunt caught him. But once George said he was like Donna, Thomas felt he had to go. So the boys began to climb the mango tree. Donna sat on a stone under the tree and watched. She hoped their aunt, who was inside fixing up some cupboards, would soon come and catch them. George climbed quickly up the tree, and soon he was over the house and dropped onto the housetop. Thomas climbed very slowly until he was over the house. Then he put his legs down, but he was still holding on. He would not let go. He was afraid. It looked like a far way down to the housetop. "Let go, man," George called out. "What is wrong with you?" Then a breeze began to blow the tree. The tree shook in the wind. Thomas was so frightened that he let go at last and dropped on the housetop. Here's the picture with George and Thomas on top of the house. Thomas and George began to walk around. They looked over into Mr. John's yard, but he was not working on his car, so there was nothing much to see. They went across to the cherry tree, but they found that all the good cherries were too far away. Only green cherries were on the part of the tree that was close to the housetop. "Well," said George, "we had better get down before Auntie hears us walking around up here." "Yes," added Thomas, who was glad to hear this. He was not enjoying himself, and the ground really looked very far away. The boys went across the housetop to try to get back on the mango tree. George jumped first, but he found that he could not reach the tree with his hands. It had been easy enough to jump down from it, but he could not jump up to it. "Yes, no," Donna called out. "You can't come down. A told you not to go up there. Auntie is going to pepper your skin for you. George was beginning to feel sad, but he behaved as if he was brave. Donna, you're nothing but a baby, he replied. We can't stay up here forever. We just have to jump down. Jump down? Shouted Donna. You must be mad. That is too dangerous. Let me call Auntie because she will know what to do. I knew you shouldn't have gone up there, she added. You stay right where you are, Miss Know-It-all, shouted George. I'm coming down. He ran quickly to the side of the housetop and jumped before Donna could go to find Auntie. Donna shut her eyes because she's sure he would be killed. But when she opened them, George was standing beside her. He was all right and had a big smile on his face. You see, I told you, he said. It's no big thing. It's your turn now, Thomas, so hurry up before somebody comes. I can't jump down, said Thomas, as he stood there trembling. What do you mean you can't jump down? Said George in a sharp voice. You have to do it. Are you going to stay up there forever? Then the breeze began to blow again. Thomas felt as if he might just sail off the housetop like a kite. So he made up his mind to jump. He shut his eyes and went down. He hit the ground with a loud noise. He did not get up. Why? Why? He bawled. Tears were running down his face and he was holding his leg. He's dead, said Donna in a low voice. Don't be foolish, said George. He can't be dead. He has just hurt his foot a little. But he wished that Thomas would stop bawling. Well, I'm going to call Auntie now, cried Donna. But there was no need for this. Auntie had heard the bawling and came rushing from the house. What is this? She cried. Thomas, what is wrong with you? What did you do to him, George? Thomas could not speak. He just bawled and bawled. George opened his mouth, but no sound came out. So here's a picture now with the children there. You can see Thomas on the ground crying and Donna holding her head, George looking on, and Auntie is also looking. Auntie looked at Thomas's leg. I think it's broken, she said. Donna, run and call your uncle. He's next door at Mr. John's. We will have to take Thomas to the doctor. Auntie sat on the ground beside Thomas. He was in so much pain that she could not pay George any mind. Their uncle came right away. He had a terrible look on his face. Mr. John will take us in his car, he said in a rough voice. He picked up Thomas and he and their aunt left quickly. Donna sat down to wait and George walked up and down in the yard. He knew he was going to get into a lot of trouble when his aunt and uncle came back. After a long time, they heard the car drive up. George wanted to go and hide, but he knew things would be worse for him when he was found. George, his uncle called in a loud voice. George walked to the front of the house. They were all waiting on him. As you can see, said their uncle, Thomas's leg is broken. He will have to rest it for a while. He cannot run up and down. I have heard what happened from Thomas, he went on. You did a bad thing. You two boys knew that you were not to go on the housetop. I told them both the boys would fall, said Donna. So here we have the picture with Auntie and Uncle, and they have picked up George to take him to the doctor. Well, Donna, said her uncle, from what I hear, George was the bossy boy. But he did not fall this time. Thomas, who didn't really want to follow George, is the one who is hurt. I hope you have all learned something from this. When you follow others in doing what you know is wrong, you may get into trouble worse than they. Thomas was foolish, the uncle added, and he is paying for that with a broken leg. He came here for holidays and now he's not going to have a good time. Then their uncle turned to George. I am not going to beat you, George, he said. That would be too easy for you. You will stay right here in this yard until Thomas gets better. You won't be going anywhere. Do you hear me? And here we have the picture with Uncle talking sternly to George. George didn't know how he would manage. it would be hard to stay home for such a long time. Thomas felt even worse. He knew it would be terrible to have to be quiet and stay in one place for all his holidays. It would not be bad for George. Even if he had to stay in the yard, George could still run up and down and do all kinds of things. So let's wrap this one up now, guys. Let us do our little summaries, and in your summaries, please remember the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. What is the moral of this story? What can we learn from it? So put all of those things together in a little summary and turn it into your teachers. Alright, take care. See you in the next episode.